Today's video is brought to you by PCB Way, where not only can you get stunning PCBs made, but you can do CNC machining, sheet metal fabrication, and even 3D printing and a whole lot more. Check them out in the link in the description. Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Patrick with Stacking Layers. Today I got kind of a new style of video that we're going to be doing. Well, I guess I'm still going to be unboxing electronics and talking about them, but this is a little bit further than standard 3D printing stuff. But as you saw in our thumbnail, that I am going to show you some 3D printer related items with this. But what do we got going on here? So we have from Elecrow, it's an electronic company, Elecrow, rotary display systems or modules or whatever you want to call them. They are little displays with touch panels and rotaries on them, which is really cool. So we're going to dive into that. Before we get too deep though, I want to point out Elecrow did reach out to me, asked me if I want to try these out, but that's as far as it went. They have not exchanged any money. What they have exchanged is they've given me these products to have them play with, and that's it. They have not told me anything. I have no scripts to go by, which, you know, if you watch my videos, I don't do scripts. Probably should. But yeah, so this is my own opinion on these things, and everything is all about my own real-time usage with this stuff. So let's get these things open. I can show you what we got here. All right. So there are two different sizes. These are ESP32 display. One is 1.2 inch, and the other one is, 2.1 inch, and the other one is 1.28. So pretty much that's the biggest difference, is their size. As we jump in, you'll see visually what is different about them. But when it comes to the ESP32 and what you can do with them, they're primarily the same thing. So let's get these open so you can see. This is the bigger one. They come nicely packaged. You also get two different types of cables. So you got a USB cable that's terminated to the plug for power and programming. And then you have this additional one that also has the mini plug already attached, and DuPont on the other side, and that's for setting up things. You can do that for powering also and USB, but for things like I2C and UART communication. So I'll point those out where they go, and then get this one out. So this here is the 2.1 inch display. Let's get that paper off there, or that plastic. So as you can see, nice big screen and rotary feature. It's actually this way, of course, but rotary feature, click feature, and all that fun stuff. And your plugins, I'll go over those in a minute. Let's get the other one opened. Comes with the same cables inside. And this here is the 1.28 inch version. In my opinion, this one I like a lot more. As you can see, it's got this aluminum siding that's knurled for a little bit of a grippy feel. Has the same rotary feature. Both of them come with a click option also. So you got a confirmation style button in the click, and then rotary for selection. And then it is a full touch screen too. So you have all that. If you don't want to use rotary or click, you still have all the touchscreen features. Like I said, I like this one a lot better because construction wise, it seems to be a lot more robust. Really great for like a desktop thing to mess around with. But it's got this little plexiglass insert to protect the board. It's got a dual-sided circuit system going on, and a nice smoky background with the functions of the different plugs and stuff laser etched in. So I really like the design of this one, personally. This is my favorite. Even though it's smaller, it's still my favorite one out of the two. Visually. This one is just a plastic case, but also still has the full clicky on it and rotary system. So that's good there. So let's check out what they do, what they have. So both of them, like I said, they run the ESP32. It is the S3 version. And with that, it comes with 8 megs of PS RAM and 16 megs of flash memory. So a lot of heft in these things. So really good for putting pretty large programs when you think in the aspect of ESP32 style programming, pretty large features. But with that extra PS RAM and flash, you're able to also do a lot with it. So you can calculate a lot of things and whatnot. So it's really nice. They got a clock frequency of 240 megahertz for the people that are interested in that type of stuff. They come with Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. It's the Wi-Fi 2.4. It doesn't have Wi-Fi 5 or 6. It's only 2.4 gig Wi-Fi, which is fine. That's how most ESP32s are anyways, if not all. And the Bluetooth interface along with Bluetooth low power, and that's really great for projects that you may want to use like batteries and stuff like that. So you can get a lot of life out of your project on a single battery charge. So it's really cool. And as I mentioned, you have I2C on both of them, and you have a UART communication on both. There's your USB plugs, so for programming and powering, you can use it that way. And they also come with the FPC, this flat cable connectors here. And that's where these two actually differ from each other. They both have the ability for power and I2C UART on them, but they and the USB communications. They got all these three ports available on this cable. But the advantage the little guy has is it also has two additional GPIO. So you can see here it says it's the IO4 and IO12, whereas this one has NCs in those areas. So that means it's not connected. So I think because of the fact that this is like a breakout board, as you can see, it's a thin board hanging off of the rotary. The actual ESP and everything is down inside here. Whereas this one, it's a dual-sided board. So they have direct connection into it. So I think basically with that rotary system on this one here, it limits how many connections can come through, unfortunately. So I think that's why they went away. They just didn't have enough wires basically to support the extra on that. That's my speculation at least. So that's the main difference between the plugs. Otherwise, they're identical with what they can do. So let's get this one set up and we can show you what's going on. Things are really cool. Some of the advantages that this gives you being that it has the large flash memory on it. I say large, you know, in aspect or in relation to these type of boards, is that, oops, I'm dropping things, is that you can use things like LVGL, which these are running right now. LVGL, if you didn't know, is a light and versatile graphic library is what they call it. It's what LVGL stands for. And as you can see, you get these really nice displays like this. So here you can see the rotary and then click function. So you can click in and you got like this one has, it's adjusting the dimming of the light. This is just a demo program. It's the factory demo. So pretty nice setup like that. And as you can see, it is touchscreen also. I don't know if it's set up. Yeah, it's set up to do that with touchscreen. So you can do all touchscreen too. You can slide or rotary. I like the rotary feature. I mean, that's the whole point of having a rotary screen, right? As you can see, you can program these things to do all sorts of different stuff with touch and rotary. And I'll go more into that with this little guy. But it's a really nice thing. And as you can see, quality of the screen, I'm not sure if the camera's actually really picking that up, but the quality is really nice. It's very crisp. Resolution, I think it's on the little one, it's 240 by 240. And then the bigger one, let's see, 480 by 480 is the bigger one. That's the resolution on them. So they're not high definition, but visually the details on them are really nice. Like I said, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but like there's these little wisps in the back here and for that design. And it's very nicely detailed. The gradients and all that are very smooth. They don't have a choppy look on them. So that was pretty nice to see that, actually. I was impressed with how crisp all the lines are and the gradients are. So sometimes you get these type of screens and their gradients are, you know, you see them really stepped down and very choppy. They don't have a smooth transition. So they did a really good job, I think, with the screen on there. I don't know if it's their personal screen or what. You know, it's hard to say with these type of companies, but overall design and quality of build and the quality visually all seems to be really nice. So I'm going to be using these, trying to actually use this one for Home Assistant, use it as a little display somewhere I can mount it on the wall, and then control some lights and things like that. Maybe eventually get a thermostat that I can control, and that would be really nice to have for my my heating system, be able to use that. So some ideas to give you on what these are. But now we get into the 3D printing side, because I've been working hard with, I'm going to completely admit this out in the open here, with ChatGPT and some other AI stuff to build a program that works with 3D printing, because that's what my channel is about. And I wanted to show you what can we do as 3D printer users. So let's get this switched over and I'll show you that. And while I'm doing that, why don't you check out our video sponsor, PCBWay, and we'll be right back. Do you need high quality 3D printing for your next project? Well, PCBWay's got you covered. With PCBWay's rapid prototyping service, you can bring your ideas to life in a huge range of materials, from durable plastics to sleek metals, all with precision down to the tiniest detail. Whether you're making functional parts, prototypes, or just something cool for your desk, PCBWay offers multiple 3D printing technologies like SLA, SLS, and FDM, all at compatible prices. Simply upload your design, choose your options, and PCBWay will handle the rest. It's fast, reliable, and shipped straight to your door. Turn your ideas into reality with PCBWay's 3D printing service. Check out the link in the description and start creating today. Okay, welcome back. So, as you can see, I got them both powered up now. This is the factory demo image, but this here is my custom image. And this is probably what made you click the link or the thumbnail, whatever, because this is live connected to my Clipper 3D printer, my Voron 2.4. And this is something that I thought was a really nice thing. And when they reached out to me, this was the first idea that popped in my head. Let's make a screen that can communicate and control my 3D printer from anywhere, because as you see, I do have power, of course, but this is wireless. Technically, I can make a little battery pack, put a nice enclosure, and get this thing running. Depending on the battery, because it doesn't really use a lot of power, it can hold quite a long time. And there's even features that I don't know how to set up 100% yet, but there's ways of setting up where it goes in like a sleep mode, and I can just click to wake it when I want to use it. But anyways, what it's doing right now is a pretty simple. I'm going to say the obvious and show that I am not a professional programmer or anything like that. I do know how to read through code, but when it comes to making it on my own with no support, yeah, forget about that. So I did use ChatGPT, other AIs to help me with this, and it was a lot of touch and go. It did take me a while to get things figured out, but once we got kind of a base model of how things were working, adding features seems to be pretty easy, because I says, I tell it, just like you did it with this one, can you add this feature? And then add it to this thing that I made. And it does it. It's really cool. And when I say this thing that I made, because all the visual part about it, I used Squareline, which is another program you can use for setting up the user interface side of things. So it's really just like drag and drop, where you get to design. You just drag in an icon. Like for instance, I dragged in this arc, and told it that I want the range to be from 0 to 100. I want it to be this size, this thickness, these colors. When it starts, it's the print progress bar is what this is. So as the print starts going on, it turns green, it goes up. I would show that, but my printer is really noisy and it's right behind me, so I don't want it to come into the video. But yeah, it starts going green when it's printing, and then when obviously it goes up to 100, it's done. And then I have my my bed and hot end target temperatures and current temperatures. On this page, this is for homing. So I'll just go ahead and click for home all, select it, and then click it. And it probably, my mic's not picking it up, at least I hope it's not, but my printer is now homing itself and behind me. And you can see it's just setting the current locations. Going down for Z. It's homing, as you can see, in the middle of the bed. And now it's homed. A little light lit up. So all these type of features and stuff, I programmed them, or I visually designed them in Squareline, and then I tell Squareline basically compile the code, and it sets up all of the LVGL code for us. So it's that side of it is easy, because you don't have to know about how to code LVGL, even though it's a really cool thing to learn if you don't already know it. And then I tell ChatGPT, I've made these buttons and I want them to be connected to this part of my printer's API, and it's doing it through Moonraker. And I'm calling this whole system right here the Mooncrow, because it's Moonraker using the Elecrow display. So a fun, corny name for that. This is my Mooncrow display system that I'm developing here. But yeah, it's got other pages. This one lets me know that it's attached to HTTP to my machine, and it last updated 0 seconds ago, so it has no delay. The green LED lit up, showing that it's good. And if I go ahead and disconnect Clipper here, as you can see, now it's offline, and it's letting me know, it's starting to count down how long it's been offline. So if I had some kind of failure go on, it can display. So if I'm on a different page and I notice things are just stopping or not updating, I'm like, wait, what's going on? I can come over to this page and see, oh, all right, it's offline. Go check out my printer. In the future, I wanted to make it to where it'll flash. And speaking of flashing, this has little LEDs along the side that I didn't mention. Whereas the bigger guy, this has no LEDs on the side. So that's another difference. But these LEDs are RGB, so they're programmable, addressable LEDs. You can make them, have status. They can, breathe red or flash red or go green if they're good, all that stuff to match. I didn't do that yet. That's another part of the project I want to work on. But very, very versatile when it comes to that type of stuff. So let's get Clipper back online here. Give it a moment to reboot. There it is. Now it's online again. Like I said, this is using Moonraker, so it's the same type of communication that would be used for Clipper screen or for main cell and fluid, all that stuff. Basically, it's using Moonraker to talk to Clippers API and get all the information of your machine to relay it forward. So pretty cool system, I think. It's very nice and easy to interface, especially when you just tell ChatGPT, I want this number there to be my current temperature of my bed. And so it says, okay, goes and finds what it needs and puts the code in. And then you upload the code and it works. I mean, it did take a lot of trial and error. I did have to really say, no, it didn't do what I wanted to do. Can you change it to make it do this? Or that's not working, try that again. And it, you know, there's a lot of back and forth. If you've ever used AI to code, that's what it is. I guess they call it, what do they call it? Vibe coding or whatever. Whatever, I'm not ashamed. I don't know how to do that side of it. So that's what I'm using. But I wanted to point that out because, like I said, I don't know how to do the actual coding side of things, even though I know how to read it. But that shows you that you're able to program these screens with little to no knowledge of how to do it. So really cool stuff. I can show you in just for setting up my bed target. I need to work on the size of that button there. So I can go use the rotary, go ahead and set a different temperature. Click it to choose it. And now it's heating the bed. It should start updating the current temperature. There it goes. A really nice, intuitive system. It works really well. On a home, I'm using the click of the screen to select things. And it's doing its home. And we're homed. And then, you know, like I mentioned, print progress, it'll scroll across the name of the file that I'm printing, all that stuff. So great little features on this thing. I'm really happy with it. Oh, another thing that this does, because again, like it's Wi-Fi, you need to be able to set up your Wi-Fi credentials to connect, right? And tell it what printer to talk to. So again, using ChatGPT, I used it to set up a user interface, which I will click over to this screen so you can see that. This is here on the web page, but it also is mobile version of it. And it's all built in. It's running a web page basically on this. So you can come through and update your Wi-Fi information, or if you want to change it to a different host for your computer, or sorry, for your printer. This is the Moonraker IP. So you put in your printer's IP address, and if you have a different port on there, you save all your information and it connects. It's that easy. And all of this is all in here. And that's another reason why I pointed out the 8 and 16 megabits of flash and PS RAM. So that's allowing all that stuff to be on here and live running without any issues. No speed issues or anything like that. So that's the Elecrow rotary screens in a nutshell. I'm really happy. Thank you, Elecrow, for reaching out to me to let me try these things out, because this, I think, really opened up a lot of possibilities. What do you guys think? Is this something that you want to see more on this channel? Maybe we can get some more sponsors or companies sending these things, and I can try to figure them out and show you cool projects to get going with these. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. If you are interested in purchasing any of these things, of course, you can just go to the Elocro website, but I'm going to put affiliate links down in my description down below the video here. It'd be greatly appreciated if you click those. It costs nothing for you to click them, but it gives my channel a little kickback, so we can, get more of these things. If companies don't reach out, at least I can go and find them and buy them. So that's a big help. Again, like I said, it doesn't cost you anything, but it helps out. Also, check out PCB Way. They're an awesome sponsor, great company, really easy to work with. So if you want to do things like resin printing and all that nasty stuff that you don't want to get your house all stinky, PCB Way does amazing resin printing, actually better than I have done. I actually do have a resin printer. I've used it about 3 times because of how bad it stinks. Well, you can see here I've done this as a resin dice. I want to make a video of it, but I can't run this thing anymore because I need somewhere to do it. The thing stinks. But you might see that in the future. I have a what is it called? The Elegoo Saturn 16, I think it is. But yeah, that's another video another time. If you guys are interested, let me know about that too. But the consensus is it stinks. I'd rather use PCB Way to make some nicer quality stuff and not have to deal with all the chemicals. Yeah, so check them out. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Welcome aboard. It's awesome seeing you guys coming in, and thank you to everybody that's been here forever. You guys mean the world to me. I just, again, every channel, every video I end with this complete gratefulness for everybody here. I can't believe my channel is growing like it is, and it's really inspiring. Thank you for that. So keep the feedback coming in down in the description. Don't forget to leave comments, questions, ideas, critiques. I don't care, whatever it is, put them down there. It's always good to see and read. I do read as much as I can, try to respond to everything I can. So we're there. Anybody else in the comments that if you see that I'm not responding, but you have some insight, let's keep this as a community and get people talking about stuff. So make that stuff fun. But yeah, what do you guys think? Would you get some of these screens? I think I kind of want more. I think I'm going to make this one a communication to my, or an interface for my home assistant. That'd be pretty fun to try out. So that's that. Anyways, enough of that. That's the Elecrow Rotary screens. Check them out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this content and got inspired to make something from this little setup. I don't know if I'm ready to release the code on this, but I do want to eventually maybe make it kind of an open source code for you guys to play with. So if you're interested, let me know about that. I might just post it. I have to go through and make sure I don't have any personal information stuck inside, of course, but figure that out. Of course, it'll be a full-on as is, no warranties, because I'm not a pro coder, so it's at your own risk. But that's why I'm not ready to send it out yet, because I don't want to put people's other things at risk if there is any security vulnerabilities I've added. I don't think there are, but anyways, enough of that. Let me know what you guys think about that part too, if you want to see it. Maybe I'll just put a repository that you guys can play with. So there's that. So again, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this was informative, gave you a little bit of kind of inspiration to do some stuff. And until next time, get out there and make something. Thank you for watching.